Okay, so this is not a good demo, all right? And I'm going to explain to you why this is not a good demo. But basically, you guys sent a bunch of English demos for me to review, and they were all a little bit low ranked, if you know what I mean. It's like impossible at this moment to learn a little bit about Mirage if you watch pro players play, because the idea, the meta around Mirage, especially defending, and that's what you asked for, city side of MOUSEPORTS, this was asked from you, so I'm just reviewing exactly what you asked for, and I would never review this for you guys. Okay, I've done this before in Portuguese. It's a demo between Furia and Cloud9 in the major qualifier, and I use that demo to explain how the meta, it's all about team play, and it's all about specials, it's all about aggression, even when you are defending. So what am I trying to explain? You have the simple CSGO videos. We are talking only about the city side of Mirage, right? You have the simple CSGO videos. And you understand very easily the importance of playing short, how to play around the ladder room, how to play in terms of positioning, the ways for you to balance the way you are defending Mirage, for you to defending as a B player, trying to make things easier for the guys defending connector, A, and balcony. Right? If you watch that video, you will understand that type of positioning. If you watch the connector video, you will understand a lot of one-way smokes and some good ways to provoke entries using the rifles, right? Basically, that's the job of playing connector. You are not playing connector until the end of the round. You want to go there. You want to try to provoke some aggression. You want to use smokes on the utility to get ahead of your opponents, and then you want to go leave the connector alone, right? You don't stand your ground inside connector for too long. You can understand it and learn that on the simple CSGO video. If you come here and you ask me, man, zorlaK, I've just watched the video from connector, I'm learning a couple of shit, I'm dominating the area, I'm not making too many mistakes, so the amounts of entries are really good, I'm not making mistakes, you know, in terms of over aggroing or overstaying inside connector, it's all good. But I want to see a pro guy playing inside connector. You don't have it. You don't have it. Why? Because on the meta that exists today on Mirage, it's a very, very complicated map. It seems easy, but it's one of the hardest maps to learn. So in this meta, the teams are just playing together. They are using defaults sometimes versus ecos and versus force buys. When the terrorists don't have too much money, they just try their defaults, they try a little bit of a pick in the mid or not, and then they try to force the side lanes. That's normal versus ecos, versus defaults. Sometimes an aggro play, you know, to try to farm a little bit of money. You can see on this demo, probably that can happen on Woxic, for example, is the main sniper. Chris J likes to pick the second op, especially on maps like Train and Mirage, so, and Dust 2 also. So yeah, we can see a little bit of aggro versus ecos or versus forces, but the thing is, you can't learn the Mirage the way you are going to practice it playing matchmaking or face it, playing on a pre-made. You are not going to learn watching MOUSEPORTS play. You can understand what MOUSEPORTS is doing. You can understand what is the meta and how is the meta evolving and working nowadays in this map, but it's completely different from what you are watching and what you are practicing to learn Mirage. Okay, that's my opinion. At the moment, it's not a very good map for you guys to just focus and watching pro players. You can learn the rifles, you can learn the anchors. So the guys that play on B, the guy that plays as an anchor on A, you can study the AWP style, how to make a play short like ZywOo does a lot of times, how to make the Chris J jump and how to implement that, how to use your spawn, how to play with the AWP on B, which is also very, very strong, and many times it's used. The Oscar, who was the sniper from MOUSEPORTS, used to abuse the AWP on B. Taco loves to abuse it also. You can play like Guardian, who just plays around the balcony, and then he stays balcony for like 10 seconds, and then he just moves to ticket, and he spends the entire fucking game on ticket, and he's a master. He knows like all the tricks that you can know about how to play with an op behind ticket. Is a pain in the ass for every opponent. Guardian is a problem on this map because he's so good playing on defending the A, and he can make those aggro peaks to the connector and stuff. Fallen likes to go aggro to the ramp, to the palace when he has spawn for the A site. You can learn, you can watch, you can try to go pick up some play styles, some plays that you can implement during your games. But in my opinion, it's not the best game for you to do that. It's not the best map. For example, if you compare the ways that the pros are playing Inferno, for example, it's very typical, it's very similar to the ways that you can play with your premade in terms of a regular default, for example, in terms of the way you are defending that specific map. You either want banana control or not, you either want for that 2 or 3 guys on B, and then you either are playing in front of A or a little bit backwards. Fuck it. The way you mount with your teammates is very similar. If you are playing inside B, watching 2 guys on a premade that know exactly what they are doing, you can watch them in a premade, and in a level 10 premade in Face It, you can watch them in Blast Pro Series on in the Major. It's 2 guys playing B. You understand? It's like it's way easier for you to get the knowledge on those specific maps. Mirage is a little bit of a pain in the ass. Okay? There are other maps that are a pain in the ass. For example, attacking train, it's very different. Attacking train in a pre-made or in a pro clan, a pro team, it's completely different. So if you want to attack train and you want to watch MOUSEPORTS, you will have a problem too, because your premate is not going to be able to reproduce completely, and even the idea of approaching the T side of train as a premate has nothing to do as the way as a clan works. It's normal, right? The clans work for too many hours. They have their game develops in some other way. So anyway, it's not a big deal. You can still learn how to pro players are actually playing Mirage, and by that you will be able to obviously understand the game in some other ways. And it's obviously good for you guys that love the map to be able to watch the pros and understand completely the ideas behind the ways the pros are implementing in the game themselves. So anyway, we are watching MOUSEPORTS versus VALIANCE. MOUSEPORTS on this game won 2-0. VALIANCE is a very, very, very strong clan. Okay, obviously, Esperanto is not in the greatest form nowadays. He isn't. He used to be a fucking beast, but he is not on his top form for the last 6 months. He's not being as hot as he is normal. Sorry, my voice, man. Anyway, Nexa is a very experienced in-game leader already, so he was in teams like NRG on the States and stuff, and he frags, so he's an in-game leader that actually frags, and they have these 2 fucking beasts. Oton D, which is the Finnish guy, this guy is fucking insane with the op, okay, and he has a shit ton of carry potential with the op, and Hunter is fucking amazing, okay? Hunter is, I don't know, I had no idea where he came from. I didn't know him, and the guy can potentially be one of the best players of that area. So I do believe that I'm watching the next electronic. When I watch Hunter play, it feels like holy shit. The last time I felt like this to a guy from that area, right? Slovakia, Ukraine, something like that. This shit reminds me of electronic. So basically, you can have here a player that can become a top 10 player individually in the world. He is fucking magnificent. It's amazing, and nobody knows him. That's a little bit sad, but he's amazing. Anyway, This map was picked by Valiance. Valiance has some kind of fetish with Mirage. It's not even without this lineup before they have Anton and stuff. When they were still playing with Nuki and stuff, they already loved Mirage. It's a map where Esperanto just plays out of his mind all the time. It's just fucking ridiculous because Esperanto likes to play balcony with a rifle. Right? So if we were studying Valiance, that would be pretty crazy to watch. But we already studied here Esperanto because we wanted to learn how to play balcony without the op, because many times we don't have the economy to buy it, right? So we use the demo from Simple to learn that, and the demo from Esperanto. I think the Simple one is on the YouTube channel. The Esperanto one, I'm not so sure, because I think it's older than the YouTube channel, but still it's in Portuguese, so not so good for you guys. Anyway, let's check MOUSEPORTS, okay? This is Mirage. Chris J loves Mirage. Kerrigan loves Mirage. Woxic loves Mirage. Robs fucking loves Mirage. And we have Frozen. So this is not a bad pick individually for any player of MOUSEPORTS. Just think about the players themselves. You have Robs. He loves to lurk on this map when he's attacking. He's like one of the best A anchors we have ever I have ever seen. He's fucking amazing defending the A site. Woxic has been having a little bit of problems playing with Yop around Kerrigan's ideas. He used to be a little bit more free when he was playing on Hellraisers. I think Angel, the in-game leader of Hellraisers, had a very specific way of working around Woxic and working around Issa, which are very aggro and very playmaker-oriented type of players. You understand? Kerrigan, he likes a little bit of structure, a little bit of more structure, and like Angel likes the structure too. He has the structure, but he is a little bit more strict in terms of playmaking. So there are a little bit of more rules, if you know what I mean. And Woxic is becoming a sniper that has like 1 or 2 shots during the round that he cannot miss. And that's not the type of Woxic. Woxic is the type of guy that will be able to go for 6 or 7 shots with a little bit of higher risk of dying, committing to those shots, but with a little bit more action. You understand? So I think Kerrigan is trying to work around Woxic, and it's not working so well. But it can work, so, and Kerrigan can actually quit and change the way he's working around Woxic. So MOUSEPORTS is a very young team. They have like months, so we need to wait. Frozen is doing pretty well. He's fragging. He's feeling wonderful. Robs is a fucking monster. Christian and Kerrigan, they are wonderful in terms of roles. They can do whatever the team needs them to do. Frozen, it's not dependable on the AWP at all to frag, which was one of the big questions when this lineup was made. So yeah, let's just see them gamble, okay? Because this is, I haven't seen this game, I didn't see it live, and I haven't seen the demo yet, but I'm telling you, there's going to be a lot of gamble, alright? So let's just play. Okay. Okay, at this moment is just a 2-1-2, right? Okay, they have this idea. They have this idea. They are playing pretty default. So, they have no idea if it's going to be B or A. They have no idea what Valiance can do on the pistol. And the worst is that Valiance goes for mid control. They have 2 lurkers on ramp and a lurker on palace too. They go for mid control so they can still split to B or A. So MOUSEPORTS is on. They have no idea. So what they do, it's pretty intelligent. Chris J has good spawn, so he just jumps B very, very soon, and he goes aggro on the B apartments. Shit, what the fuck? They will appear. You watch the minimap. On the next round, the minimap, this is just a small bug. It happens. But it's a really good way for you to try to take a little bit of information. MOUSEPORTS is clearly on the dark side at the moment. They have no fucking idea about what Valiance is going to do. And that's never good. That's never good. Normally, the teams gamble a little bit more. Okay? Okay, we have a little bit of a bait here. Hops playing for the pick, and Frozen going for the second contact. Okay. Perfect round from Robs. That was good. Okay, 1v1. I have no idea if the smoke was used or not, or if they have them. This is a hard 1v1. Oh, it was well played from Nexa. Okay, so basically, the way they are working on the A side is very intelligent. As you can see, they don't sacrifice anyone. They are not playing with a guy hidden. I talked about Chris J on B, which is very intelligent because they have no fucking idea of what VALIANCE is trying to do. So they kind of sacrifice. They put Chris J, a very experienced player. It's not Frozen. It's not Woxic. It's not even Robs, it's one of the old guys, Chris J and Kerrigan, doing that, taking that info on B, and they have this way of playing around A without sacrifice. They are not having a player playing on ticket, trying to push the aggro, while the second one was on Shadow, Fair, Ninja, Default, Sandwich. No, it's too predictable, so they just bait, but to the CT themselves, right? So if Robs is provoked by a lot of Glocks, Frozen, we will have a great time dealing with those Glocks, because no one is going to think Frozen is sitting behind ticket the entire round. You understand? And provoking CT, it's very mainstream. It happens a lot of times. It was a great round from Nexa. He almost clutched it. Chris J just went for the one tick on the pistol. Nexa obviously thinks that he doesn't have the defuse, so it's a wonderful play by Chris J. So yeah, 1-0, but I do think the way MOUSEPORTS worked was pretty good. The way MOUSEPORTS wins, it's basically because Robs is a fucking beast, right? He plays alone on the ticket, just playing for Frozen, and while he's playing for Frozen, he manages to get 3 kills. It's insane, right? He's amazing. I told you, he's one of the best guys. If you want to learn how to play on A, he's like the guy for you to go. Okay, they plant, they go for the force. VALIANCE is going to force. They have like 0 fucking utility. This is just simple, pure firepower. And it's typical from VALIANCE, because they do play all around the firepower. We see 3 Galils coming out, 1 AK and 1 Scout. And we don't see a single scout on MOUSEPORTS. Okay, this for me is a problem. I do think that in Mirage it's not that big of a problem. Maps like Inferno, it cannot be that much of a problem. But I do think that teams are going to invest more on the scout on the second round. It's cheap. Obviously, if you have money for an AUG or for an M4, you go for it. But if you don't, the scout, 1 scout on the team is really, really good. It's good if they force on this round, and that's the case. It's good if they eco, and it's good on the next round versus a lot of AKs. If you don't let them plant, they probably won't have the AWP. And if they don't have the AWP, there are so many ways to work around the scout to get those stupid tags or even headshots. So I do think it's something that I like to see on the second round, right? The 2 AUGs are perfect, the FAMAS is wonderful, but the 2 MP9s, I do think Woxic should have gone for the scout. But okay, let's just play fucking aggro, and this is something already about in a gamble. As you can see, they have no idea if VALIANCE goes for the force or goes for the eco. Alright? They do think they went for the eco. They make a play that is very standard, which is a 1-2-2. It's something that I really don't recommend you doing at all, which is playing aggro, full aggro with just 2 guys on mid. Use 3 guys on your premates. But this is very standard. Nowadays you see this, ENCE does it, Astralis does it, MIBR does it with just 2 guys. Everybody does it with just 2 guys nowadays. It's who cares? But in my opinion, just use 3. 1 guy stays on A, 1 guy stays on B. Use those fucking smokes to be able to, you know, hold those bomb sites alone for 20 seconds. Work with 3 guys on mid and probably win this type of rounds. It's not good to learn with MOUSEPORTS, you understand? So anyway, you already see a little bit of a gamble. the way they are defending here, it's not very balanced. Even versus a team that they have no idea if they forced or echoed, right? They get the circumstance of 3v4, which is fucking bad. And they go for another gamble, for at least for now. You see the movement of Kerrigan. This is typical. If it was on a 3v5, pro players do this all the time. When you are defending on a 3v5, just stack 3 guys on one bomb site. You have 3v5, that game is fucked up. So just put 3 guys on one package. If they attack that bomb site, it's going to be very hard to attack a bomb site defended by 3 guys, even when attacking with 5. If you go for the other bomb site, it's fine, just save your weapons. It's the best way. If it was a 3v5, Kerrigan wouldn't be coming back to be like he is now. Since it's a 3v4, they feel they have some way to work around it, and Kerrigan is still... He went for the gamble and then he just back off. I'm sick, man. Jesus Christ, man. He's clicking really hardcore. He's clicking really hardcore. When Robs is playing like this, it's not easy to win versus MOUSEPORTS. Okay. 1 minute to play, so that guy inside B, Esperanto, already has the upper hand. A little bit unlucky by Kerrigan, but a problem in terms of communication between the 2 players from MOUSEPORTS. Okay, it happens. It was like 1 or 2 seconds, but it made all the difference. They are a little bit around the playmaking side. VALIANCE, they do go for the playmaking. They had the 4v3 and you saw players playing alone. One guy connector going alone. One guy on Palace doing the second contact, but trying to get out alone versus Robs, right? And then Esperanto gets the B control totally alone. They are good playmakers. So they just work around the force very well, and they provoke this stage of you know, insecurity around MOUSEPORTS defense, right? If you want the pistol, you want the 3-0, not this shit. So anyway, when did Kerrigan missed the point with Robs? You saw it. Robs killed to the connector to trade his teammate who was frozen, right, on stairs. He looks Palace. He gets the second guy on Palace. It peeks to the ramp. It goes on top of Ticket. It peeks to the connector and jungle above Ticket. And then he just plays around the A side. When this was happening, Kerrigan had the full idea that no player was going through the balcony to the jungle. So that was clear. From the moment Robs goes on top of Ticket and picks to connector, Kerrigan should go B immediately. And he stayed for like 3 or 4 seconds. And that's why they lost the round. Because Kerrigan thought he had the perfect idea that this was going to be A. And it was the good idea, because in a 4v3 with superiority in numbers, it's obvious that VALIANCE are going to just stick together and play with the number advantage. And they didn't do that. They played kind of poorly. And by playing kind of poorly, they kind of messed around with Kerrigan's head. Kerrigan read perfectly, but they didn't play it perfectly. Sometimes being unpredictable is better than to play good. I explained this a lot of times on this stream. If you go unpredictable mode, man, it can always work out. It's Counter-Strike. So, let's see. 1-1. I do think they have to force. Here it is. Robs is actually the guy going for the scout. Okay, now we have the 1-3-1, but just for a little bit. Okay, that's good from Woxic, but not good enough. That's the 1-3-1 I was talking about. One guy stays inside the connector. It's not the ideal, at least in my opinion. Crochet goes for an easy pick. Kind of risky because of this presence of underpass. 4v3. The mid aggression is not working, but you still, if you ignore the pistol, where they did play pretty standard, that was a really pretty standard pistol. A pistol that you can do with your friends when you are playing pre-made. Very easy to do. Aside from that, all you see is gambling. All you see is aggression. That's typical of this meta now, playing Mirage. They always attack. They attack Palace when they are defending. They attack ramp. They attack mid. They push underpass with 2 players. They get B apartments. They play with 2 guys short. Nice shot from Robs. Oh shit. Okay, that was close. Jesus, he's really clicking, man. He's really clicking. He's really on point. He didn't hit him because he had no Kevlar. The aim punch didn't let him get the kill there. Or at least the tag. But he's destroying. He's strong. But this flank, the way Frozen worked around the A was pretty good. They are playing on a 1-3-1. That's really good from Kerrigan. That will stall. Great answer. And this is more than doable. 8 seconds to play. 6 seconds to play. And he cannot plant anymore. I do think he can't plant. It's done. Okay, so this is basically a good reaction from Frozen. We had a discussion here on this stream today because of the ways players, when they start in-game leading, they stop thinking. Frozen, it's not an in-game leader. He pushed. They were losing in numbers since the beginning. They just traded 1 by 1 on mid with Woxic, and then Chris J died from the underpass. They were 3v4, and Frozen just answered with aggression. He just went for the play. He just pushed, went around the play. Obviously, Kerrigan was really important. That kill from Kerrigan won 5 seconds, and that was really good. The answer was really quick to kill Kerrigan immediately. That was actually pretty good from VALIANCE too. But it was a wonderful flank from Frozen, and something that you will always have to be prepared. When your opponents are playing on a bad economy, they normally push the sideline, especially if they lose mid control or if they are already losing the round in terms of numbers. So, yeah, and nice shot too. Well played from Frozen, right? A good gamble in middle that doesn't work, but then the gamble of stacking B was perfect. Robs was there, he went there, Kerrigan was there, and Frozen already pushed the A. So, and that push is standard. Obviously, VALIANCE should have used the player to lurk and not be flanked on this way, because it's a catastrophe basically, right? You need to lurk, but that's not what. I'm not here to criticize VALIANCE, but yeah, they should have a lurk on A, right? That's a really bad round for VALIANCE, man. They had that it was a force. They could have there the 2-1, possibly the 3-1. Now MOUSESPORTS would be on an eco. It's really bad, really bad. Mirage is a very balanced map, right? It's city-sided, but it's not as much city-sided as people think, right? So that's why they gamble it. That's why the aggression, those plays of over aggro on mid. We are watching MOUSESPORTS exploiting mid like hell, but I do believe they will exploit A, they will exploit B. We will see. We will see. I do think Furia's game, it's perfect for you guys to learn how people are playing Mirage nowadays, and I do think Furia is better than MOUSESPORTS playing Mirage also. And because they are. I don't think they are. They are better, yeah. So the idea around this is it's very peculiar, because it's all about the economy. You cannot let the opponent's economy flow. The economy, it's harder for the counter-terrorists than the terrorists. Everybody knows that. So the idea of VALIANCE is basically don't let MOUSESPORTS economy flow. If they don't manage that to happen, even if they are losing 7-0, if MOUSESPORTS are struggling closing their rounds, they are very close rounds, they have a way to coming back into that game. And when they have, obviously, a circumstance where they have clear superiority in economy and be able to broke entirely the economy of MOUSEPORTS, those type of chances cannot be wasted, and that's exactly what they did, right? And now we see a force from VALIANCE. If this force doesn't go in, we have the 3-1 from MOUSEPORTS. The economy of MOUSEPORTS may or may not, depending of how many players stay alive on this round, grow a little bit, but it will always grow, right? If they win. The thing is, they will have to eco on the next round, almost for certain. And versus the eco, that economy will grow. So this is something very important, because we are talking about pro players, but this is something that you can exploit when you are playing with your friends. You can exploit, because if you have a good pre-made and you have the correct mindset approaching the start of the game, most of the games you just play 5 rounds. You just play 5 rounds, you get the pistol with a good pistol played with a good pre-made, right? So everybody knows what they are doing. The pistol is obviously very important. You go for a good special on the 3rd round or something. If you get like the pistol and 2-buy rounds from your adversary, they will start TKing, they will start bitching with each other, they will start calling you names and thinking that you are cheating or shit like that. They will start talking about the positioning of your friends, of their friends, like one guy is pushing underpass, one guy is pushed palace, one blah blah blah. They will start going troll mode, and that's easy for you to close. So most of the games, it's like when you're playing matchmaking or face it, just play them as you were a pro. Just win the fucking 5 or 6 first rounds, and normally like 75% of the times the game is already done. So the start of the game is important here, very important, but it's also very important on your Counter-Strike, right? Okay, this is no aggro whatsoever. Okay, they do have this sense of gamble, again, to the side of mid, because there's only one guy playing on B, completely alone. We've seen this basically the entire round, the entire game, except in the pistol. So even playing versus forces on the 2nd and now on the 4th round, MOUSEPORTS keeps gambling. Now I'm going to ask you this. Do you think this is a good idea for you to play on matchmaking? Obviously it isn't, man. Don't you even think about it. You don't even need to gamble to destroy a team in matchmaking. Just play decent and you will never lose, right? Basically that's how it works. So you can't learn how to defend this map watching MOUSEPORTS, right? You could, if you had a team, you could. So this is gamble again. Obviously now I do think some rotation is going to happen, and probably Chris Shea is going to wander to B to help Kerrigan. It's not Chris Shea, it's actually Woxic. Okay, they are both going back. So they gamble hard on the start in one way, and they now gamble to play on short, to do something Vitality does a lot of times, which is show the presence of ZywOo with the op on balcony, and then just fucking knife out and rotate to short and boost ZywOo up, or flash for him to pick on short with the op. Okay, notice that on your minimap they started making no noise whatsoever. They run until the Edward pillar on B, and then they start going no noise, and the rotation is really, really quick, but it's still a gamble. What are MOUSEPORTS trying to do? They are trying to get an entry. Always trying to get an entry. They don't play passive at all. They are just messing around. They need a kill. They want the superiority. It's not normal, okay, man? It's typical of the way teams are playing Mirage nowadays. Okay, Frozen very, very intelligent, stops the boost. Chris J stops the entrance from connector. And Woxic boosts Chris J and rotates with his knife out. So Woxic is now arriving at the ticket to play with Robs. Now they are playing default. If you look, A lot of things happened. They started with 2 balcony, 2A, 1B. Then they rotate with the 2 guys balcony to short to boost Chris J. Then the Woxic rotates with his knife out to ticket. They got the entry. Their aggression got the entry? No. Frozen, holding an angle, got the entry. He countered the boost, right? Still, now they are playing default. They have 2 guys on A, 2 guys on B. The guy on short is playing a little bit of aggro, right? But nobody knows he's on the boost, so he's just playing in a little bit on on the surprise factor. Frozen is holding a bit of the boost also, and he has this tendency playing inside connector or jungle to rotate fairly easily to either bomb sites. So basically now they are playing default. But they play default after they did like a couple or 3 things to go for the entry. And you know exactly which couple is working around the entry. Woxic and Chris J are getting the entry for themselves, and you see it every single round. It's not something very healthy, you know. You shouldn't commit too many risks. If you're playing matchmaking or face it, just play standard, man. You will obviously have entries and you will obviously go aggro, but you don't need to go aggro every single fucking time, right? Just defend correctly. Okay, Krishay gets the first, gets the second. Yogg is fucking OP on this. Yeah, this is just easy clicking, right? Easy clicking. Just hold your mouse one and press it. It's fucked up, man. The Yogg is fucked up. It's broken as fuck. But yeah, 3-1. So yeah, basically aggro, aggro, aggro. Get the superiority in numbers. Play default. Basically, that's what you are doing, okay? Obviously, don't forget, you can have this type of aggro, and you can, and you should have, okay? It's not bad to play like this, but you can do this type of plays a little bit, just exploiting some type of plays in the start of the round. You don't need to put 3 guys in mid, or go full commit, and with 2 guys mid, 1 guy hugging the left of the mid wall, like Woxic has done already twice, right? You don't need that. You have those plays of the simple CSGO videos, working around connector, working around short, the way you are working with your spawn with the AWP, and it should be fine. It should be more than enough for you to get the entries, okay? And obviously, the trick about being good defending Mirage is feel comfortable defending it without mid control. Mirage defending, it's not a mid game. It's not like the mid, it's too important. It is very important, but it's not that important. What's bad for a team defending Mirage is to lose players and lose mid. So, if your opponents have mid, if the terrorists have mid, but you have 5 guys alive, there are too many ways of playing this shit that are very balanced and totally city-sided. Okay? What the fuck? Quem é que tirou o slow mode? Quem é que foi o atrasado mental, mano? Ah, fuck, meu. Eu estou-me a cagar para o atrasado mental que estava a spamar. A minha questão é quem é que foi o mongoloide que tirou o slow mode? Pois, boa pergunta, né? Tem um atrasado mental, de certeza absoluta, mano. Foda-se. Enfim. Sorry. Anyway, what were we talking about? Shit. Fuck. É que eu estou a falar em inglês porque foi um inglês que pagou esta demo. Foda-se. Mid control, yeah, exactly. Sorry. So the thing is, if you lose mid, there are too many ways of defending this map without mid with 5 guys. Because if you lose someone while you are playing and losing mid, that's going to be a problem. It's a problem on Mirage, it's a problem on Cash. It's like the mid is not very important, but the numbers are. If you lose mid and you play with 4, it's a catastrophe, man. It's really, really hard. There are maps that are harder, like for example Nuke without outside control. With 4, it's fucked up. It's insane. But there are maps that are way easier. For example, Overpass, Dust 2, you can play them with 4 guys like standard. No fucking problem at all. It's not as strong as playing with 5. You lose the wild card, right? But it's easy to defend with 4. So, just, and on the simple CSGO videos, you guys learn how to play with and without mid control. If you are playing A, connector, balcony, short, or B. So watch those videos. It's easier for you guys. It's basically easier. And I'm saying that because you guys are fucking noobs. Because you guys were really, really low ranked. Okay, full eco and fucking gamble again. Look at it. Again, 4 guys playing A, 2 guys playing mid, 2 guys playing A. This is like standard. Like, Kerrigan is a one-man army. It doesn't need help, right? If it's me, don't worry, guys. I'm here. I will stop them. Even if I die, I will kill 3. It's fine, alright? It's just like, this is totally gambling, right? It's insane, man. It's insane. But in this meta, it's what you see. It's clearly what you see. So, it's normal, right? Look at this. Look at this. They are playing versus an eco, man. I mean, if this was like a full bonus round or something from VALIANCE, where they have the ops or something, okay. One flash for Chris J to take some picks, and now picks and repicks from WOXIC. And this he likes, right? This he likes. Okay, I'm just going to show this and pause this to you, because this is professional Counter-Strike. Every single detail matters. Watch Chris J. Okay, Chris J fucked it up a little bit, right? He received the flash, he messed a little bit of his shots, and he got dinked immediately. So it was actually good from the VALIANCE player that dinked him immediately. And WOXIC is just playing picks and repicks. Obviously, Rops and Frozen help them. Rops leaves A and goes to play on the stairs, very close to mid. Frozen goes mid 100%, just gets inside connector. He wasn't inside it, he was playing around jungle. He just runs inside connector to help. Chris J, the guy that plays on mid, immediately understands that WOXIC can lose his op. WOXIC is just playing on his picks and repicks. But he's doing that because Chris J is next to him. If WOXIC dies, there's no way VALIANCE wins this round, right? WOXIC has already 3 kills. They have no fucking Kevlars. They have their own Glocks and shit, so it's done. But Chris J just goes around. He doesn't stay on connector. He doesn't stay on stairs. He runs to WOXIC to be able to pick his op. Because if WOXIC dies, Frozen cannot pick it. Kerrigan cannot pick it. Robs cannot pick it either. It's fucking amazing, right? It's fucking amazing. And he's just looking at him like, okay, if you die, I'm here. And WOXIC is actually repicking to going for the ace like a crazy guy because he has this Chris J around here. They know about themselves, right? Can I go for the ace? Yes, you can. If you die, I'm here to pick the op. Because if he loses this op and no one picks it up, it's extremely fucking bad. You know how bad it is, right? But it's insane to watch these guys play, man. Everything, it's immediate. On the brain of Chris J, he doesn't even think about this. It's immediate. He needs to go to WOXIC, man. Just in case. You understand? It's perfect, man. It's fucking perfect. Okay, and another gamble. Okay, Chris J jumps. It has his name, so yeah, it's kind of a standard thing. Alright, so here, Frozen is helping a lot. Not with too much aggro, but Frozen is playing inside connector, watching underpass. Okay, Chris J just going full hardcore mode. Well played from short guy. He just pushes it. He basically spams the smoke inside connector and he gets 2 frags. Okay, there's the gamble. Okay. No, it's not a gamble. Actually, Chris Shade took the information and they think the B is clear. So Chris Shade just went for a YOLO play. This YOLO play makes a little bit of sense, right? Because they already lost 3 rounds in a row, VALIANCE, so they have a lot of money. They went full eco. They didn't plan, that's for sure, but they went full eco, so they have a lot of money on this round. And they go for this gamble play once again. They have done it the entire day, basically. And Chris J goes for over aggro push underpass. It's standard, okay? It's, for me, it's way better for them to do this on this round versus this buy than to play 1-2-2 like they were playing versus the eco of the last round. You understand? That's fucking ludicrous. It makes no fucking sense in my head, and it's useless. Basically, it's useless. And the worst is that they are doing this over and over again. So if they want to do it and they are strong doing it, they, on those map and on those rounds that they shouldn't and they aren't forced to do it, they shouldn't do it, right? They should use some variations, and they are not doing it. Anyway, this push of underpass makes Kerrigan go for the gamble A. I was expecting the gamble here and explain to you the gamble of the 3v5, which is typical, and you guys need to learn how to do it. Anyway, it's that gamble, or we either defend this shit with 3 or we either save. It's wonderful, and it's something that you should do when you are playing 3v5, but this is not a gamble because Chris J already took too much information. Right, so they do think B is clear, so they just go and force the A. Obviously, they have the short entrance to be clear, so it has a little bit of a gamble still, right? Nice. Very, very hard duel, right? This was a very big surprise. I wasn't expecting, and Robs is fucking insane. I wasn't expecting Kerrigan to win that duel, okay? Because that pre-fire is stronger, and Hunter is way stronger than Kerrigan individually. That's another nice shot. It was a good round from the Finnish guy. Hotund just played really well, and Robs just gets the AWP, not so bad, goes to the save, and is successful saving the weapon. Okay, for V2, the gamble doesn't work. The start gambling, the start of the round gambling with so many people mid, so much aggro doesn't work. Double entry, clean, without any single trade from VALIANCE, and the push underpass is not very successful either. Even with that duel from Kerrigan, that is really hard to win, and he wins it, versus the pre-fire from Hunter. The thing is, the guy that was already in B again destroys completely, right? He kills Kerrigan from behind, the B is open, and then, okay, the save with Yop is not bad. Okay, double AWP setup now. Okay, so with double AWP setup, there is no aggro unless the aggro is done with the double AWP setup. Okay, so this demo is not very good to play around aggro, playing on matchmaking on Face. It already explained to you 10 times why it isn't, but you must ask the question, okay, so when am I going to play aggro when we are playing Face It or matchmaking? Okay, so if you're playing on an eco or on a force or on a full buy that is weak as fuck, go aggro. You can. You are not obliged to do it. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it, but you can. It's normal and it's well played, right? If you have like the best buy ever and your opponent has full bonus, you can go aggro too. Okay, so it's not like, okay, we are poor. No, if you are very rich but your opponents are also very rich, and that happens when they get full bonus, right? You can go aggro as fuck. There's one round where you shouldn't go aggro as fuck, when you have double AWP setup. When you have a double AWP setup, your AWPs go aggro, the rest of the guys don't. So on this round, it's not normal to have a lot of presence on connector with 2 rifles. It's not normal to have 2 guys pushing palace or ramp. It's not normal to have guys pushing B. The guys pushing, the guys going aggro are going to be the guys using the ops. Okay? Basically, that's it. Let them play. Let them do their picks, because they do safely. They do those entries safely, right? They do it from far away. and another gamble with 4 guys on A, man. It's fucking insane. Okay, and you have both the AWPs playing with supports. Kerrigan just plays B the entire game alone. It doesn't make any sense, right? They don't even, it's not like they are doing it sometimes, it's every single time. It doesn't matter. Okay, that's a good one-way smoke from Frozen and a good second contact. The AWP from Woxit actually does great too, but that timing from Frozen is wonderful. On the last round, they weren't that lucky on those timings, but on this round they were. This son of a bitch, man. And now, Robs kills him. You're done. You saw that? Chris Shea goes for the shoulder pick, doesn't shoot his op. Very important, not to show his AWP on this round. Shoulder pick takes the info. From the moment he has the correct info from where Esperanto is, Robs just opens and destroys him. Cert? Cert, fuck. Jesus. My voice and my throat is fucking killing me. So, please don't gamble again. Okay, so now we have something that is a little bit of standard. Yay. Very nice. Okay, and this is something that happens a lot also in pro games, which is the 3-0-2. Okay, this is basically you normally when you force the side lanes you play 2-1-2 like they did on the pistol. One guy just tries to make a pick or take some info of mid, and 2 guys play on B, 2 guys play on A, right? So you make it heavier on the side lanes in terms of quality of your defense. Now they're just playing a 3-0-2, so there's no one taking information of mid. There's no one, but there are 2 guys on B and 3 guys on A playing together. It's very typical. So if you ask me, so is this a good round for you to understand how to play anchor on B? Probably not so much. Because you are playing B with 2 guys, and on pre-made you will be B alone a lot of time, because many times your teammate from short is going to play ladder room or city spawn. Is this a good round for you to be able to play anchor on A? Also the same shit. You won't be playing alone. You won't be playing with your partner. You are also going to be playing on a 3-player setup. You understand? It's not very good for you guys to come here, implement those ideas in your games, man. It's just like, it's a very interesting demo. It's obviously very cool to see. But the amount of shit that you take out, it's not that big. Obviously, there's one point that is very, very important on this shit. If you play like this, you cannot break the window. You know the window. So if you look to your mini map, one guy can go from short to balcony. They can jump from short to balcony, or from ladder room to balcony, or they just can be boosted inside balcony. Frozen is watching the jungle. That terrorist, if he is on ladder room, there's not a problem. If he's on balcony, that's not a problem. If he comes jungle, Frozen has him. With scope, it's not a bad angle. It's a little bit predictable, this angle, it is. Trust me, it is a little bit predictable, because a terrorist that cleans balcony and goes jungle immediately understand that they have 0 mid presence, and normally with 0 mid presence they can have a guy watching jungle exactly from where Frozen is. It's very, very standard, that positioning from Frozen. But it's not a bad duel from him, because with Yogg, with the scope, it's a duel that he will probably win, right? So that terrorist cannot go to the city spawn. So if you want to play like this, you can. But don't forget to don't break the window. Okay? Don't fucking break it. Otherwise, your backs are completely exposed. because Frozen doesn't see the terrorists, right? You watched it on the minimap. It just goes city spawn in one season. So it's not good, right? Okay, so we have too much aggro. This time is Kerrigan versus the Eco, trying to play around short. He's not making that much noise. Probably made noise with the scope, but still, he's not making too much noise. All right, so we have a setup that is not very balanced, at least for now, because we have Robs watching Palace and Ramp, and Woxic is a little bit claustrophobic. He wants to pick connector, but the setup is not perfect for him to do that. Okay, there's the boost. It's just weird that Chris J goes back, right? To watch the market, but he has an op and he can work both ways. And that's a good shot. So Chris J is clearly working on B, but if they break the window, Chris J just looks to his right and he doesn't let the terrorists go through. Right? It's perfect. A good way to work around the... Oh, finally, a good pick from Woxic, and they just crumble. Okay, there's the duel from Frozen. In my opinion, Frozen should have played with the... He should have played with Yogg there. For the position that Frozen is using, it made sense for him to trade weapons with Robs. At this level, sometimes we see that. And now that the Yoggs are on the meta, you see many times someone offering the Yogg to his partner because he's doing something that the Yogg makes all the difference. That was one. Frozen won the duel, but he had only 7 HP. Alright, so let's go for a gamble again. This is very, very similar to the gamble, to the play they did before. So now they know that they are using double AWP setup. They saw Woxic and they saw Chris J both with Yops, and we have a difference. One of the AWP players, the second AWP player, Chris J, instead of going B, just drops the op to Kerrigan. Kerrigan goes B. This is typical, and it's in the meta for like years already. One guy goes B with the op, no one else goes B. This is standard, and this is actually something that you can do playing with your friends. Put your sniper on B and use 4 rifles around mid and A. Okay? If you have 2 AWPs, put one sniper on B, use 3 rifles and 1 op on mid and A. That's standard, that's normal, that's something you can do, and it's pretty good. Okay? And it doesn't involve too much risk, because 1 AWP alone on B is more than enough. For example, if you want to, the first team I saw exploiting this shit was Virtus.pro with Snacks or Navi with Seized. Now think about it. It was like 3.5 years ago or 4 years ago, something around those timings. It's fucking insane. Right? So it's something that is on the meta for a lot of time. It's not done every single time. That's a good shot from Nexa. He goes for the playmaking. Nice trade. That is not very good, man. That is not very good. The way they play around A, it doesn't work. Basically, it doesn't work. Obviously, they cannot be playing all together, right? They have many guys on A. This was a little bit unfortunate. They have too many guys on A for them to be playing so individually. You see that Nexa gets a single entry, a very good entry. The trade is not very fast. It exists. But Frozen is playing completely alone inside the connector. It's not very strong at all. He's making a play that is explained on the video of playing connector of Simple CSGO, but it's not very strong, right? And it's normally done when you don't have the best weapons, right? It's very good with a 5.7, with a CZ, with an SMG. Not on this circumstance, right? And this now, this kill from Hunter on Chris J was a little bit unlucky, because on the 3v3 Chris J asks for a flash from Woxic. He just goes from the information. In mid he gets He sees two guys, one of them is totally blind, but the second one doesn't get blind. If the flash was good, it was just a little bit of timing. The problem is, it's normal for us to watch the game and say, oh my god, this was so unlucky. They had the 3v3, that flash was so unlucky. They had the 3v3 because they played bad. You understand? Obviously they weren't lucky, and those little details maybe they will cost. Oh shit, Kerrigan shouldn't miss this shot. Yeah. There are shots that you cannot miss, right? Ooh. Nice try. Okay? But basically the way they worked together on A was not very good, and Frozen is to blame for, because his positioning around connector, there's no way for him to be doing that. There's no reason for him to be doing that. I understand that he wants to get a little bit of control of short, and he trusts himself on his ability to be able at least to take his kill from there. But it's just too weak, okay? Another gamble with 3 guys on A, 1 guy on mid for a pick. Now this is pretty standard, okay? This is pretty standard. Obviously, you have Frozen working around outside the connector on an off angle. Not perfect, but good. Robs is making aggro on the ramp. Chris J is playing the extra factor. The only thing I'm going to, focus on here is basically you need to understand which is the most hidden player. Okay, the most hidden player playing around A is obviously Chris J. Chris J is playing short. Okay, so Chris J is the guy that should be playing short, because they don't play with 2 guys on B almost never, right? But Chris J is the guy playing connector, is obviously Frozen. The guy playing A anchor is Robs. The guy playing mid is Woxic. The guy playing B is clearly Kerrigan. So the short guy is Chris J. So when you boost a player, you see Kerrigan on your minimap. When you boost a player there, and you use the tackle position, so he goes for the left, the guy that jumps is the guy from where? From B. And the guy that hides is the guy from short. Because people know you, and they will understand by now, even if you're playing matchmaking, that this is the guy playing B, this is the guy playing short. If they see the guy playing short jumping, they will all obviously check every single corner, and the surprise factor will not count. It's the same way around Chris J position. Robs will be seen first, also Frozen will be seen. Chris J, no one will count with him there. And it's on the last round where Nexa got the entry on Robs, it was exactly the same thing. Robs was seen, but not Chris J. Chris J then makes the trade totally, for free, so to speak, right? Os meus dentes, puto, eu não consigo. Okay, nice try from Hunter, but not so good. They just go for the Hurley boost, and it simply doesn't work. Okay, so Woxic makes the rotation. So now they have the superiority. They got the 5v4, and then they go for standard plays. The thing about this standard is that this is not very strong to defend A. If you look at the A site, there's 4 ways to get inside A: ramp, palace, connector, and balcony. Balcony to jungle, obviously. So there are 4 ways being defended by 3 people. This default is better to defend B. It doesn't make much sense because Kerrigan has a very aggro angle on B with Yop. So it doesn't make sense that Woxic makes this rotation here whatsoever. In my opinion, you shouldn't do it at all. You understand? The best way to do it here would be Frozen would go city spawn, just watching the passage from balcony to jungle, and Woxic would rotate ticket, and he would play close to Chris J. You understand? That would be way better and normal, actually. So I have no idea why they don't go for it. And they also rotate with And they also rotate with both, and they put both AWPs on B, which is not normal either, right? So it was a little bit rough, this mid-game call from MOUSEPORTS. They didn't behave like they normally do, right? Okay, well played from VALIANCE, but well played from Robs too. And shit. Sorry, it was frozen on Chris Shea. Oof, nice shot. 20 seconds to plant, 1v3, that's a nice bullet, but very nice second contact, and it's done. Okay, Chris Shea here was countered. The problem here, they didn't see Chris Shea. They watched him burn, they watched him use his smoke to, you know, to inutilize the molly. Anyway, they thought it would be Robs, and Robs just appears on second contact on Sandwich and destroys them. It delays them, it provokes, it lets Woxic do the rotation he wants to do. It's just a wonderful play from Robs. It's not just the kills, it's the timing, because he makes the 2 kills and he doesn't die. He wins more seconds, and the timing is wonderful. Makes Kerrigan rotate, makes Woxic rotate too. It's a great play from Robs. Really a great play. Okay, so this time the gamble doesn't work. So he has full utility. Okay, he sees one guy with a pistol. He uses the molly, and he plays backside. Okay. Alright. Perfect. Okay, not so perfect now, but yeah. It was well played from Kerrigan, and we saw it. He's just jumping alone. He sees one guy. He immediately goes for the molly. I do think he was communicating. That's why it wasn't that fluid, because it should be white. When he was mollying the first window, it should get white. He clearly goes backside. He has 2 flashes to do, right? And he has a peek that he likes to do. The first peek goes forest. If he doesn't do it, he uses the second flash also to peek inside the bomb side. So, alright. Kerrigan, the specialist on the B side, no? It was fine. This is 100% default right here. Okay? So, this is how you play when you are playing a pre-made. One guy is doing the Kenny S play, so he just had the best spawn to mid. He jumped from balcony and he went connector. Woxic is protecting Frozen. He gets smoked immediately, which is standard. Chris Shea is playing short normally. He will arrive later, so when he arrives, he understands where are my partners. Is Woxic smoked? Is Frozen playing A? Frozen is playing A. He's playing connector, inside connector, outside connector. What the fuck is he doing? Right? You have one guy holding B alone, and you have one guy holding A, clearly thinking about retakes. This is standard. This is basically how 50% of the tactics on matchmaking or face it are played. Now Woxic will rotate. He can rotate to go to his mate Frozen. He can rotate to watch Palace. He can rotate to CT to play ticket around Robs. Chris J can get ladder room control, because if they don't get mid control, getting ladder room control is very strong on pre-made, right? Basically that's it. After, if Frozen doesn't get the backup from Woxic, basically he leaves connector early, obviously, and he will obviously or normally play with 2 guys A, 1 guy holding outside connector. That's typical. Now, this is something that I put this pause right now, and I talked a little about this because we had to go for the 12th, it's the 12th round, for you to watch a little bit of something that you will practice every single day to get good. You understand? So let's keep watching them, okay? Because the start of this round, it's typical, it's very similar to the type of Counter-Strike that you need to play and need to learn nowadays, playing Mirage. So let's see the rotation of Woxy. Does he go for Palace? He can stack on Palace. Does he go for Connector? Or does he go Ticket? He goes Connector. Chris J didn't want Leather Room. He went for a solo play. Okay, so he basically smoked short. There's the smoke. The smoke that Hunter is using, that's a terrorist smoke. The smoke that is in front of Hunter, that's Chris J's. So Chris J is doing a solo play. Right? He's going for an aggro play. Correct? They have two guys on connector. The rule about two guys connector: when there are no smokes, there are no guys inside connector. So you have frozen smoke to connector, and you have a Woxic smoke for connector to re-smoke connector if they want. If they get a kill, normally they go back. They already have the numbers, right? The superiority. They go away and they just play without connector control, right? Let's see, because I do think Chris J is dead. Fuck. Easy to watch, right? Easy to watch. And now the aggro starts. If you go fucking crazy and if you die, you just lost mid and you have 4 guys alive. What did I told you on this demo? If you lose mid control, that's not a big fucking deal. If you lose mid control and you lose 1 guy because of it, you're fucking done. They know that. Frozen knows that. Rops knows it. Woxic knows it, and Kerrigan knows it. So this death, this stupid play from Chris J, all he had to do was win Leather Room. There's nothing, he shouldn't be doing anything else. He would just play standard here and there wouldn't be a single fucking problem. The only thing, this little mistake is going to fuck every fucking movement of MOUSEPORTS. If you look at this at the mini map right now, every single one of them are going to risk anything. And you already see Kerrigan going full throttle. Frozen is already playing inside connector without smokes, probably. No, it's still smoked. But he will be there, and he's going to be there alone. Kerrigan is just going full ham right now on short. And Rops is possible to stop looking at A and go connector 2, or at least flash mid for Kerrigan to do some type of play. Why? Because it's not very standard on a 5v4, because Valiance is winning this one, for the lurker to go out of A for no fucking reason. Right? On the superiority, normally the lurker just stay put. Even if it's double lurker, they will wait. So, well played from Kerrigan. That's really, really good. Okay, very fucking risky, but really, really good and wonderful dink. This was a wonderful play from Kerrigan. Even with this wonderful play, the answer from Valiance is wonderful. They kill Christian on short, they see Kerrigan pushing short, and the guy from B just goes, let's go B. The B is open. Perfectly read, easily read. This at this level, this cannot miss. Obviously, they go full throttle, and they will be able to plant on a 3v3 situation, which is not bad for the terrorists. With this note that Letny has 4 HP, Houghton has half HP, so it's a good plant, so to speak, right, on a 3v3, but it's still not very safe, right, because 2 guys are really hurting. Okay, Nexa loses a little bit of life, planting the bomb, and now we are on inside the boat. Perfect. They know about the 2 of them already. And they save, and that's what they need to do. Perfect, right? And and the thing that you need to understand from here is how an over aggro play can destroy your Mirage defending. You cannot play this map if you're playing with teammates that don't respect the aggro inside the map. You should work together, you understand? What Chris J did, man, it can work. It's just an aggro play, but the risk is so fucking big. Even with Kerrigan turning the round around, right? The round is lost. And if you looked, right? If you looked, they were struggling as hell. They got the force of the second round. Aside from that, they win this round, they win this one. They were struggling. So this is an offer from Chris J. And this is something that you need to learn during the game. Understand? If you are playing on a specific way, if you swap your way of playing, think about swapping the aggros. Because if you're playing in a way and it's working, you can still play on a different way, but inside the same posture, so to speak, right? If your opponent is not being able to attack Inferno when you are defending backwards on bomb site A, don't play forward. Does this make sense? Every single time you play with guys in pit, in bomb site and shit, they cannot plant. Why would you play forward? You can delay the mid control anyway, you can smoke mid, you can counter spam when they flash to get inside mid, so it's not like they get control of columns for free, you understand? Don't swap your idea for no fucking reason. If you are controlling your game plan, don't swap it. Play a little bit out of the box, but inside your game plan. If you swap your game plan, this normally happens. Right? So don't behave like a loser when you're winning. Basically, that's it. You understand the idea? Just play easily. Okay. Now this is standard again. This is actually standard again. This is a default. Okay. Chris J is playing a little bit more respectful this way. The smoke is better. It's closer. You have two guys working around connector. Rops is playing A on retake. Kerrigan is playing B alone, but with quick rotation from Chris J. This is a good one. This is a good one for you to play when you are playing matchmaking. So let's see how it works. So a flash drops. Chris J takes some information. Okay. Kerrigan screams and Chris J arrives really, really quickly. That's a good entry. But Chris J is here quickly. Great pre-fire. It's a good play. That's a good play. The rotation from Frozen is very, very quick. Perfect read. They normally get control of Pirate, which is the, you know, to the right of Woxic before they plant. They need backside control before they plant. Perfect. Great rotation from Frozen. Very quick rotation from Woxic too. Very well played. This is standard. This is playing default on the highest level, right? Your B guy fucked things up, but the short guy was very quick. He got two. The guy from balcony rotated very, very quickly too. And these on this round, you see the rotations working. Chris J delays them, gets two, so he gets even grounds in terms of numbers, which is not good for the guys defending. 3v3 with B lost, but Frozen is already inside B. They take their time to plant. It's not just the frags, it's the timing. So you need your guys rotating quickly. Obviously, the guy in A is not going to rotate quickly. Even if he wants, he will not be able to arrive at B this quick. So you need to understand what type of guys, when you're playing default, are the guys that are able to going to back up that bomb site or retake that bomb site. There's no way Robs can back up this bomb site on this round. It's impossible. Even if he flies, he's not going to arrive here on time. So he just rotates when people see the bomb. So Robs just stay put. So Woxic is flying after Frozen has already fly there. You see? Efficient in the rotations. And don't forget, they closed the round with 3 guys alive, with three guys with 100 HP each. And they got entried on B. Kerrigan didn't kill anyone. So, are they playing default that much? No, they aren't. Do they know how to play default? Clearly they do. This is what you need to learn, basically. That's really good. I'm so happy we are 2 rounds away from finishing, but I cannot speak anymore. Fuck. Default again. Okay. We have a 3-0-2 again, without picks in mid. So, probably, not probably, most certainly, the window is not broken. Right? Don't forget about that. Oh my god, really? That is so fucking noobish. Chris Shea was just pushing. I didn't notice that. I thought he was pushing short. No, he was just pushed underpass. And VALIANCE are exploiting the one guy B, right? On the last round, the entry was good, but the rotation worked harder from Chris Shea and Frozen specifically. And now they are exploiting this one guy B. They already read MOUSESPORTS in terms of game plan. So this shows us that if these teams meet again, even if it's not on the near future, it's like in 1 month or 2 months, the game plan from MOUSESPORTS is going to be totally different. So the guys that like this demo and enjoyed the way MOUSESPORTS approached, to keep learning and basically understanding the way MOUSESPORTS are playing this map, to finish this procedure, you need to watch the next game on MIRAGE from MOUSESPORTS versus VALIANCE, because I'm telling you, the game plan from MOUSESPORTS needs to be totally different. Okay, because if this game plan, even if they use this game plan, it will swap way sooner. Why? Because VALIANCE will understand this game plan way sooner because of this map they already played, and they will adapt to that game plan way easier. And they can exploit it, right? It's fucking British. It has to be in British. Okay. Now we cannot talk that much, right? We have an aggro play from Chris Shea on Palace, as you can see. Chris Shea just played aggro alone with his pawn. It just goes for a pick for the third column. But on this round, the economy is struggling. In terms of MOUSESPORTS is struggling in terms of economy. They don't have AWP. One of them has one deagle. They have, like, it's 1:32 seconds, 1 minute and 32 seconds to play, and they have 1 nade, 1 flash, and 1 smoke. So they need to do something. Okay, so the aggro play on Palace here, it's understandable. If they push, if they rush mid, if they push ramp, I do think it's a better demo for you guys to learn if you watch the Furia versus Cloud9 one, because Furia are better playing this map than MOUSESPORTS. I hope they met. I hope they meet in the near future, so you guys understand who is better playing this map. Furia is fucking amazing, man. Fucking amazing. On this map, they teach the best teams in the world. They are fucking amazing. Brilliant, really. Fucking brilliant. Let's see. 2 guys connector to attack, or 4. This is a nice flash. This is a nice way to counter that aggro. Beautiful shots, man. Beautiful shots. So this type of gamble was good. Nice round from Frozen. This gamble was really good. Another good entry from on connector. You saw it. The guy on the off angle got totally blind. He got fucked up completely. But the aggro from Chris Shea worked. And the extra man, the gamble that they do so many times works again, because there's always an extra guy playing on A, right? Kerrigan is a fucking hero, man. He plays B alone every single round. It's like, come on, guys, do your fucking entry, then come to me, because he's not playing alone. He's playing alone at the start. The guys need to do an entry, and then they come to Kerrigan. Why is this a poor demo? Because they went for the entry always on mid. They never go or connector or mid aggro. They never go ramp, they never go palace. And you should do it. And there are so many ways to do it. And I mean, Magisk Boy does it every single time. Fallen does it every single time. So B aggro, it was something that we didn't see that much. But to be honest, the way the lurker was behaving on B side, it's normal that the B aggro shouldn't be that much of a good idea versus a team playing like VALIANCE was playing. But in my opinion, it was a very one-dimensional demo about MOUSEPORTS playing in a peculiar game plan. So they prepare themselves to play this type of game versus VALIANCE, and it worked. We have to say it worked, right? VALIANCE read them a little bit late, in my opinion. But it would be funny to watch them again and see if the game plan is the same, because it won't be. Totally. They cannot repeat this type of adventure, in my opinion. Actually, it's not just about VALIANCE. They cannot repeat this type of adventure versus no one, because their next opponents on MIRAGE are going to watch them play, right? And they are going to watch this demo. So it's not a very good demo, in my opinion. But I didn't choose it, so fuck it. I just did what they asked me.